Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching this when it's an evening where you are, good evening. When you are watching this when it's in the afternoon where you are, good afternoon. My name is Liz. I love talking about faith, family, and fun things to do. In today's video, I really wanted to talk about, like you saw the title, It's All in Your Head. Have you ever been in a situation where you have a situation that have happened to you and you find a friend or a family member and you go to them, you are venting, you are telling them that, I feel terrible, I feel like a loser, and the person says to you, like, it's all in your head. Well, honestly, my friends, it really is all in our head. In Luke 12:48, the Bible tells us that whoever much is given, much is required. And a part of that, it's our thoughts, our mind, or that much is required when it comes to our mind, our thoughts, what we allow in our mind, what we allowed in our thoughts. It's all about that Bible verse that much is required. A part of what's required is taking the responsibility of what we allow in our mind and what we don't allow in our mind. Today's Bible verse, it's really has been it's something that I've been thinking about for quite some time, mostly because of my work as a social worker, where I work in a psychiatric hospital. And 98% of our patients, they come there because of suicide ideation, which is SI, or homicide ideation. Those are thoughts of harming yourself or thoughts of harming others. So the Bible verse of the week, of the day, it's really Philippians 4:8, and we read, Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such a thing. So first of all, let's think about it. Who is Paul? Who is writing this? Paul is writing this, and Paul and Timothy are writing this. And who they are writing to? They are writing to the church. So they have been encouraging them. They have spent weeks and weeks there talking to the church, encouraging them, helping them in whatever is going on, that they are helping them. But when it comes to this verse, it's almost like finally, kind of like, I've been here for you, I've talked to you, I've helped you in any ways, but finally. So when someone start a sentence with finally, it's either, at the end of the day, this is the bottom line. So that's where Paul is coming from. So what are those 8 things? Let's think about those 8 things that Paul is saying. He's talking about whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is lovely, or admirable, or excellent. Paul knew it. Me, as a social worker who work in a psychiatric hospital, I know that psychiatrists, they spend years and years studying our thoughts, because our thoughts becomes our action. And Paul, years ago, 1,000 years ago, he's saying this to the church. He's saying this to a church as an advice, like, guide your thoughts, guide your thinking. Paul knew that our thoughts become what we think about all day. It's a part of what we do all day. You become what you think about all day. People who's going to build a house, if you have been around the builder, people do construction, they way of doing house or build a house, it does not start as they go, like, it starts in the mind. Before you build a house, you have already built it, the whole house. You already know where the bathroom will be, where the kitchen will be, and you already have laid everything. You have already have that house before you lay down that foundation. It's kind of what Paul is telling us, because right now the psychologists and psychiatrists, they are studying all this, but it has been known in the Bible that we become our thoughts. And Paul is advising us to guide what we put in our mind. To whom much is given, much is required. A part of that is required. What's required is what we think about, what we allow in our mind. Um, he wanted them to think, Paul wanted them to think a better way. You know, he didn't want just to act a better way. We all know those Christians. I'm one of them who want to act the right way. But this Paul wants us to think the right way, go an extra mile. So, how much better would your days be if your thoughts were only those based on those 8 things? If your thoughts were based on what's right, what's true, what's pure, what's lovely, what's admirable, how much your day will be? How much better your day will be? What some of the things would you avoid? Things like depression, anxiety, you know. So if a thought come in your mind and you question that thought, is this true? Is this right? Is this pure? Is this lovely? Is this admirable? Is this is this worth of praising down the road? If we are able to control those thoughts, think about how much our days or our life will be better off. So I'm going to ask you, in what situation do you struggle the most with thinking good thoughts? I would say myself, I'd like to be vulnerable right now. As myself, I struggle with relationship, like relationship that have failed. That's a struggle that I have, that those thoughts come to my mind. Where I think about myself, I think about a relationship, and I think of myself like a failure. I wasn't good enough, or I didn't provide enough, or I wasn't patient enough, or I didn't work enough, or I didn't clean enough, or I didn't cook enough. I have those thoughts. Myself, I have those thoughts. But ever since this Bible verse, I have been able to question that. Really, is that true? Am I not a loving person? And the answer is no, I'm a loving person. Is it right that I've been treated like that? Is it right that that relationship lovely? Was that relationship praiseworthy? Was it pure? Most of the time, it wasn't pure because it was not a relationship that was blessed by God. So, and ever since I've started doing that and questioning that, and instead of thinking I was not a failure and then turning around and said, it's not true, I am not a failure. Instead of thinking that that relationship was not noble, I turned around and said, yes, it was not noble, and God have protected me from what would have happened down the road if I have continued that relationship. So those thoughts, correcting those thoughts based on the word of God have helped me, and I would like to encourage you to think about things or thoughts that comes in your mind that are disturbing you, that are not praiseworthy. So I'm asking you, my brothers and sisters, I'm encouraging you to make a commitment to walk away from anything that comes in front of you this week that isn't admirable, isn't true, isn't noble, or isn't praiseworthy. It's easy to figure out. Simply, you can just go back to this Bible verse, Philippians 4:8, and ask yourself, those if it's not containing those 8 things, then it's probably not for you, not your fault. So I'm encouraging you, my brothers and sisters, to really take this Bible verse on your day-to-day. When bad thoughts come to your mind, where you're feeling failure, you're feeling unworthy, you feel like you are being taken advantage of, or you did not think right, or you did not do right. This is what the Paul have told a church that he had spent a whole time with. These are the same thing that the psychiatrists right now are studying, our thoughts and how influence who we are. I would like to encourage you always to turn in with me with the Bible verse of the day, of the week, and study the Bible with me. And remember, guide your thoughts, because your thoughts becomes you. Thank you so much. Please share this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.